Hello and welcome to this brief video which will walk you through the basics of using Google Classroom. I'm going to show you some of Classroom's features from both the teacher and the student end. So to set up our Classroom, here I am logged into my email with my teacher account, and I'm going to click on the squares in the top right, and then I'm going to click more at the bottom of this list, and all the way down here at the bottom I'll find Classroom. So Classroom's automatically associated with your board account, and you can get to it this way. You can also just open a new window and type in classroom.google.com and it will take you there. If you're using a handheld device, a tablet or a phone, you'll have to download the Classroom app to access it. When I get to Classroom, I see any existing classes that I have. And in the top right, I have a plus sign where I can either join or create a class. As a teacher, I have these two options. As a student, I can only join an existing class. So I'm going to create a class, and I'm going to call it example class. If you're working in a secondary school and you have a number of sections of the same class, you can give them a section number here. And there we go. When your classroom is created, you're going to use the stream area of the class to send information to your students. So with the plus sign in the bottom right, I can create an announcement. And an announcement is just that. It's just some communication you want to send to the students. You can attach a file from your computer if you'd like, link a file from Drive, embed a YouTube video, or include a link to any other website. So this could be a reminder about something that's happening in your class, or maybe a link to a resource that you want students to be able to get to. You can post when you're done, and there's also a drop down here if you want to save as draft. So if you want to draft something so that you can post it later, that's how you can do it. So I'm going to post this, and there it is in my stream. Students will have the option down here to comment on it. Maybe they want to ask questions for clarification or add more detail. I can also, with the plus sign, create an assignment. And the difference with the assignment and the announcement is an assignment also creates an associated Dropbox where students can submit files to you. Okay, I can put in a description if I want here. Set a due date, and if you and your class are using Google Calendar, this adds the date directly to the calendar. And then, same as before, I could either write the description of the assignment, or I could attach a file from Drive or my computer, or a YouTube video or a link. What's really nice, if you have a file that you want to attach, so let's just go grab a document here. So here's a document that I'm going to attach. For the students, I can say they can view the file, which means that they'll have the rights to make their own copy, do the work, and submit it back. I can give them the rights to edit the file if I want everybody in the class to work together on this one file. Or I can say I would like each student to have a copy of this file, which is my favorite option, and I'll show you why that's cool when we get to the student end of things. So I click Assign, and now that assignment is assigned to the kids. So the other thing I can do is I can create a question here. So if I have a question I want to ask the kids, I want to get a feedback, or maybe I want it to be sort of an exit card, I can do that here. Again, I have the draft or post. And I'm going to give the students the options to see and reply to each other's answers. I'm not going to give them the option to edit each other's answers. So there's ask, and it appears like this. So the question is sort of halfway between the announcement and the assignment. They don't have to submit anything, but it's got a date tied to it where I'd like them to answer the question. So this is the teacher end of things where you can create. Here in the Students tab, you can invite students individually by typing in their email addresses, or what's easier is you're going to give them this code. So there's a class code to join, and you can give that to students, and they can join the class. Okay. I also want to show you here and about that if you're working with a partner teacher, a grade partner, maybe somebody who does Rotary, a French teacher, or even an administrator, you can invite them to be a co-teacher in your class with this invite teacher option. Okay, so I'm going to jump over to the student side and we'll look at things from there. So here's my student window. Again, I'm going to go to Classroom. I'm going to click the plus sign in the top right to join, and here I don't even get prompted for create or join. I just get join because I'm a student. I'm going to use my class code and click join. And now I've joined this class as a student. So by and large it looks the same. In my plus sign in the bottom right, I can create posts, but I can't create assignments or questions. So here's the question, here's my answer. Post that for the class to see. Submit. Here's the assignment. When I open the assignment, it's going to show me the description here and the name of the assignment, and it's going to show me the file that it made for me. So it made a copy of the file that the teacher attached, but it also appended my name on the end so that when I submit this file back to my teacher, they'll have it. So I'm going to do my work here, and then because this file came right from Classroom, in the top right I have a turn in button, and I can submit that file directly back to the teacher. Okay. If I hop back to Classroom, my other options as a student, I can add an existing Google Drive file or a link to where my work is, or I can create a file right here. So if my teacher asked me to write a short paragraph about whatever, just click Create Docs, and that will create the document. Okay. Here's another way to turn it in. So I'm going to turn in this piece of work. And what happens is the ownership of that file now transfers to my teacher. So it says I don't have access to this anymore. I click reload, and now I can only see here. I can't edit any of it. And that's because that file is now owned by the teacher. If as a student I want to pull it back, I can unsubmit here. And if I hop over to the teacher, I'll see that I have one submission from the student. Oh, sorry, that's the question. I'll see that I have one submission in the assignment, and here it is. And so I can go in here and now make edits to the work. So what I would suggest for teachers to mark up the student work is highlight what you want to comment on, click on the comment button in the top right and comment, and make your comment here. Okay. And so that allows you to mark up the student work without editing anything that's there. When you're done giving the student feedback, you can hop back to the assignment page, click on the box, and return the work to the student. You can use this checkbox at the top to highlight all of the student work if you want to return it all at once. There's a point system here. It doesn't line up very well with what we're doing with assessment for learning. It's really a percentage mark. So I would select the work, click return, return, and now that has been returned to the students. So a student has submitted work to me through their classroom, and I've looked at it from my classroom, and I also want to show you, if I go to Drive, Google has automatically created for me a folder called Classroom. And inside that folder, I'll see all of the classes that I'm either a part of, or that I've been a part of, or that I've created. So I'm going to go into my example class here. And here's my assignment called This is an Assignment. And here is the student work as well. So one of the great things that Classroom does is it organizes all these files in my Google Drive, and you'll see because it's named, it's much easier to find the student work afterwards if you want to go to it. So I hope this video has been helpful. Don't hesitate to email me if you have any questions or if there's anything I can do to help.